We are the nerds of a nation. We are the nerds of a nation. One Piece, Chapter 21, Townies. Hello and welcome, my brothers and sisters of the nation. I, of course, am Jim, here to bring you another review on the epic and magnificent tale of One Piece. We are now on Chapter 21, and a quick recap of the last chapter. The last couple have really been pretty action-packed. The last one, though, was pretty much the final confrontation, at least for now, between Luffy and Buggy. Buggy was trying to stop Nami from taking his treasure. Ultimately, Nami and Luffy, worked together, and wound up, being able to take Buggy out. So whether he's dead or unconscious, I'm betting on the latter. But of course, I don't know because I'm new to this and I'm reading along and recording these and not reading ahead, so I have no idea. And I've been trying to ask everybody to keep the comments spoiler-free, which you guys have done a great job. So without further ado, let's dive into Chapter 21, entitled Townies. Now, if we remember correctly, in the last chapter, the mayor has been missing for a while. At the refugee camp, everybody's been getting a little bit riled up because the dog, Chouchou, came back there, and the mayor was not with him, and the dog was, of course, all beat up from his encounter with Moji and Richie the lion. So at any rate, the townsfolk had gotten all rustled up, grabbed their pitchforks and torches, and they were ready to go to war. So the chapter starts out, though, with obviously Buggy's been defeated. Luffy, looks at Nami and says, all right, well, now that I beat him, and of course you got the treasure and everything else, you'll join my crew, right? And he's got the map. And she says, yeah, for the time being, So he's just tickled about that because he obviously needs a navigator, and he's looking to put together and build this crew. So she reluctantly decides to join him, but I think, I got a feeling that he's growing on her. So at any rate, though, he then goes and picks up his hat, which has been spit on and stepped on, and has 3 tears in it from Buggy tearing through it with some knives, and it's pretty befuddled. And he goes and just kind of dusts it off and puts it on his head, and she says, and we know that the hat's important to him, but Nami says, that's really important to you, and it's a shame that it got ruined. And he says, nah, it's fine, so just kind of lets everything roll off his back. So they then go and they wake up Zoro, and Zoro is able to, he's just kind of groggy, and he asks Luffy, says, did you take care of business, and Luffy tells him, he says, yes, I did. I was able to get the map and the treasure. Nami goes and takes and divides up the treasure and puts some of it in a bag too, and just volunteers Luffy to carry it because, of course, it's heavy, and she's a girl too, so... but either way, a big bag of treasure is heavy for even the strongest of men, so I shouldn't be sexist in my comments. At any rate, so then at this point, the townsfolk show up, and they see the chaos and the destruction that's ensued. They see Zoro, who can barely stand. They see Luffy. They see Nami, big bag of treasure, and they see the mayor knocked out cold. So at any rate, they go over to, kind of revive the mayor, and the mayor's sort of groggy and starting to get up, and they're wanting to see what happened to him because he's been missing for a while, and they're concerned. And they say, oh, what's going on here? And and Luffy just flat out, I mean, he could have just lied to him and said, hey, we were these good guys, we came here to take out these pirates, but he straight out tells them, we're pirates, because they're obviously pissed off their town's been taken over by pirates. And he doesn't really differentiate himself either and say we're different pirates, or we're better or worse, or we saved you from the bad pirates. He's just kind of like, upfront and honest, and he's, hey, we're pirates. So they get pretty pissed off, and they put together a real quick lynch mob, and then they're coming after Luffy and the gang. Now keep in mind, Luffy is dragging Zoro behind him. He's got him over one shoulder, pulling him behind him, and he has the bag of treasure from Nami as well. And they're trying to outrun these townsfolk. So the next several pages is basically them just kind of trying to duck and dodge, get down an alley, and the townspeople, of course, are chasing them, thinking that they did this to the mayor mainly because Luffy was upfront and honest with them, and they said, what happened to the mayor? And he said, well, did the pirates do this? And Luffy said, no, I knocked him out, So we know it was for his own good. He was all riled up and would have got himself killed. But the townsfolk don't know that. They're just, they're just looking to attack somebody, really, is what it is. They got a lot of pent-up anger, and Luffy even says that later on. So, but at any rate, in an act of kindness and kind of repaying the debt, so to speak, our little hero from about 5 or 6 chapters ago, Chouchou, the little dog that could, wounds and all, has come to defend our trio over here, and he sees that the townsfolk are wrongfully, running after and trying to attack him. And he winds up basically jumping in between them, and at the end of an alley, and they're like, "Chouchou, get out of the way, get out of the way!" And he's just sitting there growling and holding his ground, and allowing them to get a little bit of separation between themselves and the townsfolk. They're headed, of course, to the docks. So at any rate, our unlikely trio, arrives at the docks a few minutes later, and Luffy is excited because he, of course, sees the ship, Buggy's ship, that Nami had swindled and stole from some of his crew, back at the end of the first volume. And he's like, "Wow, this is a great ship." And she goes, "Yeah, it's okay. I've seen better." And as they go to board the ship, the 3 pirates that she swindled and took the ship from and left adrift, and then they wound up eventually, capsizing because of the storm. they jump out and, they're like, "Oh, hey, we've been waiting for you there, girly, and we're going to take out anybody who's with you, too," and in the typical pirate fashion, and they don't notice, because Zoro is the one who brought them on board and ultimately saved them, and they don't notice because he's got his head down, and he's slumped down, and he's basically still unconscious, and they don't even notice who it is, and because I think things would have been different if they did. Number one, because they feared him as this master swordsman and pirate hunter, and number two, just because he had saved them, chapters prior. So what winds up happening is they go and kind of come at Nami and Luffy, who has Zoro draped over his shoulder, and go to say, "Hey, and we're talking to you, look at me, boy." And Zoro goes, "Huh?" and kind of wakes up, and then all hell breaks loose, and he just bam, knocks the 3 of them to shit, knocks them into the water or whatever. And at this point, it winds up flashing back to the mayor and the townsfolk, and the mayor has now regained consciousness. He's still a bit groggy, and he's like, "What the hell, really? They did it?" He's mumbling, and they're trying to get some information out of him. They're saying, "Mayor, what happened here? We chased off those 3 pirates, we chased them down to the docks, tried to catch them for you." And the mayor is, all pissed off, and "Nobody speaks badly about them, except for me." And he says, "Where did they go? I still have business with them." And you think that the mayor's pissed off because he was all raring to go, and Luffy just knocked him the fuck out, right? Several chapters back. So he goes running down towards the docks. It flashes back to them, to Nami, to Luffy, to Zoro. They're on the ship and about to sail away, or I don't know, maybe they're 100 feet out or whatever. They've just cast off, and the mayor comes running up and says, wait, I needed to tell you something." And I thought the neat thing here is that the mayor, at this point, he learns his lesson, or he has learned his lesson. He says, I would have gotten killed. You're right. I was all riled up, and I had no business trying to fight this Buggy, the pirate, or his crew, and I would have gotten myself killed. So he yells, and screams at the top of his lungs, thank you for saving me and for saving this town, And Luffy says, "It's all right, no problem, you're welcome." So then the chapter winds up ending a page later. They're now out to sea, and Nami goes, "What? You left them that bag of gold or whatever, bag of treasure? That had to be at least 500,000 berries worth, And she had also said initially that Buggy was a good hoarder of treasure, and that she estimated his treasure to be worth about 10 million berries. So I'm sure that'll all come into play later on. But at any rate, so she's pissed off at Luffy, and she's like whacking him over the head, and he's going, "Hey, listen, it's going to cost them a lot to rebuild their town. There was a lot of damage that was done by Buggy and his crew, and basically it was a good Samaritan Robin Hood like act." So. And he says, "We can turn around and go back and get it if you want, And she says, "Oh, damn it, don't you ever do that to me again, So it kind of ends off on a high note, and it's really neat because this sort of ends this part, this arc, whatever you want to call it, and then it says in some captions and bubbles, but the trials of the forest lie beyond. So we know that this is going to end one journey, but yet start another one. But the unlikely trio has come together, at least for now, and we'll see where it takes us. So Let me know what you ladies and gentlemen think in the comments down below, as you always do. And there'll be a little bit of a special treat at the end of this one over here. I have been trying to work on, doing a drawing or two every chapter whenever I have time, and so there's a little sneak peek at at one of the drawings that I made. So subscribe if you haven't already, and we will catch you in the next one, Nation. Again, brothers and sisters of the nation, thank you for watching as always. This here is my first attempt at trying to combine my traditional comic book-based style and incorporate some of the elements of manga. You see it in the beginning stages and then kind of the filtered Instagram pimped out version. So let me know what you think, Nation, and we will catch you in the next one.